So starting right back at the beginning, we're at Pinterest and you can sign up, register like you would any kind of account. And I would suggest if you're a blogger or an entrepreneur or a small business, then definitely continue as a business because it doesn't hurt, it doesn't cost you anything. And like with many of the other platforms, you'll get some really good analytics and insight. You can turn your personal account into a business account as well. So don't worry if you've already set up without being a business, because you can do that later. So for now, I'm going to log in. So here we go. This is my Pinterest page. Now it's really busy and quite populated because I've been using it a lot lately, but you can see I'm over here with a summary of how many pins, how many boards, and how many monthly viewers I've got. Now it's worth noting here that this number has more than tripled in the last month since I've actually been utilizing some sort of Pinterest strategy. So I'm a real testament that if you actually start using Pinterest properly, you'll see some real difference to your figures and the traffic ultimately to your blog, vlog, or content. So let's start with my profile. So I won't talk you through how to set everything up because it's pretty self-explanatory. You can go to your settings, which is where you can adjust all of this information that you see here. With Pinterest, it's best to be literal. It's not a social media platform, it's a search engine. So think of Pinterest like you would Google or YouTube. It's a search engine for amazing visuals that lead you through to some amazing content. So you want to be using your keywords like at every opportunity. So for me, my profile is Holly Goes Lightly Lifestyle Blog. Those are the three things that I want to be found for. You've then got a bit of an opportunity to put some blurb in here. Now, I've not finessed mine. I'm already seeing I've got my link there when it's hyperlinked there. So I'm using up some valuable space that I can remove that. But basically, I'm just saying my location, who I am, a bit about my blog and the sorts of things you might see on my Pinterest board. And again, an image that kind of represents maybe who I am. So pins, I've got 1,630 pins. Boards, if we click through, you can see all these amazing boards I've created. So with Pinterest, it all comes down to storing all this great content in a series of boards, and you want to group your boards into categories, and you can have as many boards as you want. There's no such thing as too many boards. Some people have hundreds, so don't worry about that. I blog about lots of different areas, so that's reflected across my boards. I've got home and interiors, baby and family, food, travel, lifestyle, even weddings from when I was a wedding planner, a bit about freelancing. And then this is a really important one. This is my Holly Goes Lightly blog post and content boards. Now, it's a really good idea if you're a blogger or a vlogger to have a board dedicated to your content. It means people know where to find it. They can look at it in one big group, and it's a really kind of useful tool. So I always, whenever I write a blog post, or now even an Instagram post, like this is an Instagram post, and this is an Instagram post, I always pin them so that these will link through and be generating more channels of traffic to my content. So what do I mean by linking through and creating channels of traffic? So for instance, if I take this pin, nice image, there's a bit of blurb which I put in when I saved the pin. Now if I click on that image, look where it takes me. It takes me to my blog, takes me to the blog post. So that's amazing. So if somebody stumbles across that pin anywhere on Pinterest, they can click through and get straight through to my blog. That's a really valuable bit of traffic right there. And that is why Pinterest is so important to us content creators and businesses. And if you're not using it, you should be, because it's a whole new world of traffic that could be seeing your content. There's a little bit of strategy involved, as with everything, and it takes a bit of practice, but it's well worth dedicating a little bit of time every week to it. And you really don't have to dedicate very much time to kind of see a difference straight away. So if we go to one of the big questions that's been asked lately, which is how to add a pin. Now, this is your friend. If you see that red cross is where you can add a pin. So you can do it really simply. You can upload image like you would anywhere on your computer. So I'm just going to use this for an example because it's right there. So that's uploaded that image. Now you can see that there is destination URL. Now if I don't put anything in there, that pin is going to link to nothing, so it's a complete waste. So what I might do, because that image was about my blog, is I will copy and paste that link in there, click continue, and this is where I make up my pin. Now, you'll see the image and you'll see a little bit that says tell us about this pin. Now, this is where you want to be using everything you know about keywords and hashtags. Pinterest have recently introduced the use of hashtags, so it's great. So you get about, I think, about 150 characters here. So as we're all used to, not a lot of space. So you might just want to write anything. Lifestyle blog of a 30 something. And then you want to kind of think about a call to action. What's going to make somebody click through and read your content? Also interested in parenting and interiors? Have a look at my blog. I mean, this is pretty boring, but I'm using this to give you an example. So that's a little bit of leading kind of text. Then I might put in a hashtag, and you can see it already throws some hashtags at me, much like Twitter or Instagram will do. So I might put in lifestyle blog. Now you can see it's giving me a suggestion. Lifestyle blogger. There's a good amount of pins, not too many. I'm going to go with that. And I might put in parenting. Is there a parenting blog? No, so let's go with parenting. So there we've got a couple of hashtags, a little bit of blurb, an image. Now where do I pin it to? Now this is where you can add it to any of the boards that you will have already created, the ones I was showing you back here. So for me, I've got a board that's called Holly Goes Lightly, blog posts. All I have to do is click save. There you go, my pin's created. I can see it go to there because I was on that thing, but if I click it and see it now, it shows me the pin. And it's great. And if you've got a business account, you can look at the analytics and click through all of these things up here as well. But basically you can see the image I pinned, a bit of blurb, and there you have it. There's one way of adding a pin. Now there's another way you can add a pin, and that will be save from site. So if I was to go back to, let's go to one of my latest blog posts. So I want new people to see this blog post. I want some new traffic. So I'm going to copy that URL. I'm going to go back to my Pinterest. I'm going to go to my ad, and I'm going to go save from site. Now save from site here. Now you'll see there's a little notification here that says to save links faster, get the Pinterest browser button. Now you want to do that. Now this is amazing, and you can add it to your Chrome extension, and basically it throws a little button up here for you. I've already got mine up there, although there it is. So I don't need to do this, so I will go back. But if you haven't done it, this is what I was referring to on one of the Facebook posts. I was saying you can just press this pin button, which I'll show you in a minute. So definitely add that as an extension. But if we go back to this other manual way of adding pins, you go to save from site, you paste your URL in, click next. It throws up all the images from that blog post. And in fact, that web page, it throws all the images up. So I can pin any one of the ones that I want. And what it will do is link straight back through to that blog post. So if I click save, you can see we're back at this window, which you now know how to populate. So it's amazing. There's two really simple manual ways of adding pins. Now, this wonderful button up here, which you've just added to your Chrome extension, if I was to go to, let's use the lovely Cat Horrocks as an example. I love her website. Wow, there's some really exciting things here. I want to share it with the world. So I'm going to click my pin extension button, and look what it does. It throws up every image on that homepage for me to pin. So I think this is a great image that talks about podcasting. So I'm going to save that. And because Kat's extra advanced, she's already populated her image alt text. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that another time. But I can leave that in there and pin the image, or actually I can change it and say, I really like this great blogger. She's fab at podcasts. #podcast. #WeBlogNorth. And then I can pin it. So that's another really, really easy way of pinning content, and that button will change your life. So to kind of finish off today, what I would say is, as a rule of thumb, you want to be pinning, for every image of your own that you pin, you want to pin 5 or 6 of somebody else's. So you can use this great search tool for, oh look, mustard sofa. I really love this mustard sofa. It's somebody else's. I'm going to save it and pin it. Again, you can change this bit of writing if you want, or you can leave it. But as I say, for every pin of your own that you're sharing, share 4 or 5 others, because it gives you a well-rounded bank of images on your Pinterest boards. It makes you more interesting. No one wants to talk to you when you're only selling yourself and your own content. So like with all your other platforms, a good 70-30 rule should always be followed. And that, my friends, in a nutshell, is that. So I hope that helped, and I hope that kind of introduced some of you to the world of Pinterest and the beauty of pinning, and how it can bring new traffic and additional web traffic to your blogs and your vlogs, and even your Instagram. Now you can pin directly from your Instagram too. And if you do have a business account, you can have a little look at your analytics and start to see your stats growing all the time. And as I say, these stats for me are so new. I had 0 traffic less than a month ago. So yeah, good luck guys, it's worth using. And if you've got any questions or comments, please do leave them below.